Russia promotes the S-400 as the most advanced air defense shield on the planet, a multi-layered system worth billions, capable of detecting and striking targets from hundreds of kilometers away. But while the world focuses on the S-400's reputation, the United States has quietly rewritten the rules of modern air warfare. Today, we break down why there is almost no realistic scenario in which the S-400 could stop the B-21 Raider, the next-generation bomber designed not only to evade defenses, but to penetrate, disable, and destroy them from within. The B-2 Spirit was once a legend, a bomber so advanced, so expensive, and so complex that only a handful of nations could imagine matching it. Costing more than $2 billion per aircraft, the Spirit became both a symbol of American technological dominance and an enormous strain on defense budgets. But the B-21 Raider is a complete refinement of that legacy. Through digital engineering, modular design, and far more maintainable stealth materials, the Raider eliminates the major weaknesses of its predecessor. It is cheaper to operate, easier to maintain, and significantly more adaptable. The US Air Force aims for a unit cost of roughly $639 to $692 million, finally making true mass production possible. With this disciplined design philosophy, the United States is no longer restricted to a small symbolic fleet like the B-2. This time, they can deploy dozens of Raiders. Then came September 11, 2025. The second B-21 landed at Edwards Air Force Base without the test boom attached, a subtle but crucial sign that the aircraft had entered a more serious stage: mission systems testing and weapons integration trials. From that moment, the Raider was no longer just an experimental prototype. It became a future combat platform, one preparing for real-world operations. Many people still wonder whether the B-21 is simply a stealthy reconnaissance aircraft. The answer is unmistakable no. The B-21 is a penetrating, dual-capable bomber, built to carry both nuclear and conventional weapons. Its stealth isn't just meant to hide, but to get close to the most heavily defended targets before the enemy can react. This year, the US Air Force officially introduced the AGM-181 LRSO, a long-range cruise missile that can be launched from both the B-21 and the B-52. With this weapon, the Raider can perform standoff strikes from hundreds of kilometers away, even before entering enemy radar coverage. But if a mission demands deep penetration, the Raider can also deploy B-61 gravity bombs, along with a new generation of penetrator weapons built to destroy bunkers and hardened command centers. This gives commanders complete flexibility, stand-in strikes, entering the heart of enemy defenses and eliminating them, or standoff strikes, attacking from afar before the enemy even knows what's coming. This aircraft is not simply designed to avoid radar. It is an AIR defense killer, a platform built to open gaps, destroy radars, crush missile batteries, and dismantle the world's most dangerous air defense networks. The S-400 was built as a layered air defense system, equipped with multi-band radars and missiles ranging from 40 kilometers to 400 kilometers. Nations pay a premium for it. India, for example, spent over $5.4 billion for 5 regiments in 2018. But price and reputation do not guarantee invincibility. Low-frequency radars can detect the general presence of stealth aircraft from long distances, but they are nowhere near accurate enough to provide the fire control data that missiles need. Meanwhile, The high-frequency radars used for target lock are exactly where the B-21 stealth signature is at its strongest. And recent battlefield evidence has exposed vulnerabilities the S-400 was never supposed to have. During 2024 and 2025, several S-400 batteries in Russian-occupied Ukrainian territory were damaged, burned, or completely destroyed by precision strikes, including some launched from long range. These incidents revealed a harsh truth: even advanced systems are not immune to modern penetration tactics. Now imagine this: an S-400 that already struggles against drones and missiles from the 2024 battlefield suddenly has to detect a next-generation flying wing aircraft with deeper radar absorption materials, an ultra-low heat signature, and entirely new electronic warfare, sensor fusion, and mission system capabilities being tested on the second Raider prototype. What appears on radar would be nothing more than a faint, inconsistent blip, far from enough to guide a 48N6 or 40N6 missile with any real accuracy. In simple terms, the S-400 might see something, but it will almost certainly fail to lock on, let alone shoot the Raider down. If you want to understand how serious the United States is about the B-21 program, just follow the budget and follow the infrastructure. In the FY 2026 defense budget, the Pentagon allocated roughly $3.8 billion specifically for B-21 procurement, with billions more to sustain production lines and develop mission systems. In 2025, Northrop Grumman even absorbed a $477 million charge to overhaul its factories and accelerate the assembly rate. These are not experimental numbers, these are mass production numbers. The US Air Force is aiming for at least 100 B-21 Raiders, and many analysts believe that number could grow even higher as Indo-Pacific demands continue to rise. At Ellsworth Air Force Base, the first operational home of the Raider, new hangars, maintenance facilities, munitions storage sites, and training centers are already under construction. You don't spend that kind of money unless the aircraft is intended to become the backbone of America's strike power for the next decade and beyond. This is the moment when a so-called secret program shifts into a real operational combat capability. While the world is still absorbing the capabilities of the B-21 Raider, a new element is beginning to reshape global military dynamics: the rise of the Next-Generation Air Dominance program, often referred to by analysts as the F-47, a sixth-generation fighter expected to act as the Raider's escort and guardian in future conflicts. Rumors and leaked details surrounding NGAD have made many nations, especially S-400 operators, more uneasy than ever. If the B-21 is already extremely difficult to detect, NGAD is being designed to eliminate air defense systems before the Raider even reaches contested airspace. NGAD is not just another fighter. It is expected to introduce multi-domain stealth deeper than the F-22 or F-35, adaptive engines that drastically extend range, next-generation sensor fusion that identifies targets without exposing emissions, loyal wingmen and AI drones capable of confusing, saturating or destroying radars, and, on future variants, directed energy weapons that could disable sensors or interceptors before they even launch. If these capabilities are accurate, the classic air defense formula, radar, tracking, lock-on, interception, becomes almost impossible to execute against a coordinated B-21 and F-47 threat. And the ripple effects are enormous. First, the S-400 would no longer face a single stealth platform, but two next-generation aircraft working together. While the B-21 advances in ultra-low observable stealth, NGAD can push forward, hunting search radars, missile batteries, and command nodes. Second, nations that purchased the S-400 or S-300V are beginning to question whether they invested billions into systems that may be ineffective against future threats. Across the Middle East, South Asia, and Eastern Europe, internal discussions reflect a growing anxiety. If detecting a B-21 is already difficult, how could they possibly defend against a B-21 and NGAD combination? Third, NGAD's emergence reinforces the idea that America is not trying to build a single unstoppable bomber. It is building an entire ecosystem. Next-gen fighters, autonomous drones, standoff missiles, airborne jammers, and advanced stealth bombers. Every part of this network is designed to make layered air defenses, including the S-400, lose tactical relevance. And finally, this wave of speculation is forcing Russia and China to accelerate their anti-stealth programs. But the required resources are far greater than expected. Anti-stealth technology would have to evolve faster than sixth-generation aircraft development, a task even major powers cannot achieve quickly. In short, the B-21 Raider threatens modern air defense. The F-47 NGAD threatens its future. Together, they form a combination that not only challenges the S-400, but may shift global air power balance for decades to come. In the end, the S-400 may be powerful, but the B-21 Raider was built specifically to defeat systems just like it. With next-generation stealth, long-range weapons, electronic warfare, and a design meant to be upgraded endlessly, the Raider doesn't just slip past defenses, it destroys their foundation. And with the rise of the F-47 NGAD, a sixth-generation fighter built to suppress radars, destroy missile batteries, and clear a path for the Raider, the S-400 is no longer facing a single threat, but two next-generation air power platforms working together. The arrival of the second Raider on September 11, 2025, marks the beginning of this new era. The question now is, can the S-400 or any future Russian system truly stop the B-21 and NGAD combination? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy fact-based military analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay aware, stay informed, and stay a part of Red Phantom.